Hello, guys. It's me again, Ruben, your teacher. Today, I'm gonna show you what the material for tomorrow's class is. So, let me tell you this in Spanish. Les voy a mostrar lo que tienen que hacer para ustedes trabajar en grupo mañana. El video lo voy a hacer y se lo voy a pasar esta noche para que mañana cuando entren a sus grupos ya puedan ustedes trabajar más fácilmente y saber de qué se trata de lo que voy a hacer. Entonces le voy a grabar este video y va a ser en inglés viendo el material de mañana. Okay, here we are. This is unit number 2 and right now you can see it is discuss preferences for movie genders. So in this one we see different movie genders that are
read and listen. An action film, a horror film, a science fiction film, an animated film,
a comedy, a drama, a documentary, a musical.
Now listen again and repeat. An action film, a horror film, a science fiction film, an animated film,
a comedy, a drama, a documentary, a musical.
Good. Now, this is one of the tasks you have to do in groups. Listen to infer. Infer is you will not hear the complete information. You will hear part of the information, and from there you have to complete this information here. So, this is the first task you have to do, and I will show you later what the other tasks are. Now, this is the grammar, and it is ways to express wants and preferences. What that means, would like, that is the pronunciation, would like. Use would like plus an infinitive to plus a base form to positively express or ask about wants. Example, I like to go to the movies. I like to be the best teacher. I like to marry a rich woman. Now, would she like to see the dancer? That is a question. Or, what would your friends like to do? Or, what would you like to do tomorrow? What would you like to see? Now, I, she, we, they, the contraction is th. So I'd, she'd, we'd, they like to see a movie. Okay? So you gotta be careful with different aspects with the pronunciation. No what, would, is would. You can see the videos that are in your material from my lab to improve your pronunciation in this. Now, when I use would rather, it is would rather plus a base form to express or ask. The previous one was infinitive, but this one doesn't need the to. And this, you use this when you want to express a preference between two or more activities. So let's check the samples. Would your children rather see an animated film or an action film? See, I have two options. What would you rather do? Go to a movie or play? And statement. she rather see a less violent movie film than Guns of New York. So now remember this. I, he, we, they rather see a drama. So remember, you use this when you state preferences. Now, use rather not plus a base form to express a negative preference. So you say, we'd rather not watch tonight, TV tonight. Now, in the yes no questions, remember this. Would you like to see a documentary tonight? Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. I think documentaries are boring. Now, would they rather stay home? Yes, they would. No, they wouldn't. Or no, they'd rather not. Now, would you rather see Titanic? Yes, I would. No, yes, I would rather. It's not necessary. So be careful with these things over here. Okay, let's continue. So this exercise is to practice as you guys in groups. Grammar practice. Complete the conversation about wants or preferences. So, for example, in number one is, I would like or I'd like to see Star Wars X again. Would you? It's at the cinema. B. Actually, I rather not. Let's stay home. So when you finish this, you can practice using the speaking part, doing the exercises. Next, this is a conversation. And this conversation, I will let you know what you have to do with this conversation at the end. Now, pay attention. O I'm going to say in the Spanish. Está esta conversación y hay otro ejercicio más adelante. De alguno de los dos me tienen que hacer un videíto y colocarlo en un sitio que yo les voy a colocar como grupos. El video nada más, no tienen que escribir más nada.
Read and listen to people discussing their movie preferences. What would you rather do? Stay home and stream a movie or go to the theater?
I'd rather go out. Is that okay?
Sure. Would you rather see Horror City or Love in Paris?
Are you kidding? I can't stand horror movies. And to tell you the truth, I'm not that big on love stories.
Well, how about a documentary? The Great Wall of China is playing too. I've heard it's great.
That works for me.
Okay, good. Now, remember this. You can change names of movie, but if you are going to use a movie, it has to be in English, not in Spanish. Okay? So now in here, in your things, you will hear written intonation. It's slower, so you can practice. Now in here, you can see ways to agree on a plan. That works for me. Fantastic. It's a deal. Great idea. Oh, I love it. So you can use different. And now pay attention to this. It's very important that when you are doing the role play, the conversation, you use your names. Hey, Julian, would you like to go to watch a movie tonight? Etc. But use your names. And this is recycled language. Well, no, man, I hate it. I love it. Have you ever seen? Well, frankly, I don't agree with you. And many other things. And let's go. Let's move to the next exercise for this class. This is vocabulary. Describe and recommend movies. Now, pay attention to the vocabulary. Adjectives to describe movies. Read and listen, then listen again and repeat.
Read and listen.
Funny. Weird.
Unforgettable.
Romantic.
Thought-provoking.
Violent.
Now listen again and repeat.
Funny.
Hilarious.
Silly.
Boring.
Weird.
Unforgettable.
Romantic.
Thought-provoking.
Violent.
So if I go to your group and I see that you are listening to this, I ask you, excuse me, what is silly? So you have to say it's something that is not serious, is almost stupid. So silly is another word for stupid. Now, thought provoking is something that make you think. So, wow, that movie is thought provoking. Is that you have to think very much to understand the movie. Violent, romantic, unforgettable. That is the pronunciation. And pair word, you don't have to do this part. It's not necessary for me. Now, it is very important that you guys educate your listening part. So you have different exercises, and one is listen for main ideas, listen to infer. When you hear listen to infer, es, no vas a oír las palabras igualitas como están, sino que tú vas a inferir por alguna clave que escuchas. And we have listening dictation for specific words. So let's listen.
Listen to the movie reviewer. Write a check next to the movies he recommends, and write an X next to the ones he doesn't. Good evening, movie lovers. This is Cinema Sid with quickie reviews and recommendations. Here are some of this week's openings. First up is Popcorn, a new comedy starring David Bodine and Judy Crabb. Unfortunately, Popcorn is a complete waste of time. The acting is terrible. The story's not at all interesting. As a matter of fact, I can't remember much about it, except that it was very strange. And for a movie that's supposed to be funny, it's not. You'll cry, not laugh, at spending your money on this silly, unfunny comedy, but with the usually very funny David Bodine. Our next film, The Vacation, is a well-acted and serious drama. Gene Wildman and Amy Collins play a couple who meet and fall in love, then travel to Rwanda on an innocent vacation. War breaks out, and you don't know till the end if they'll manage to get on the last plane to leave. An intelligent and interesting story. I highly recommend this wonderful film. There's some blood, so if you can't stand fighting or killing, it is a war film after all, don't see it. But if you like a good story you won't forget, this one's for you. Also reviewed this week is Aquamundo. Aquamundo is no science fiction film. It's based on real scientific research. Filmmaker Hans Schmerling shows the many medical uses of water around the world, from the underwater births of the Sheldrake Islanders to the water cures in Swiss hospitals. Schmerling shows how water can heal the world. While many people may think it's a silly idea, the film argues that it can actually happen. It makes you think about the importance of water. A beautiful film. Don't miss it. Finally, our last film this week is Wolf Babies. Whatever you do, don't take the kids to see this movie. They won't sleep for a week after they see this terrible story about human children captured by wolves. After they capture the children, these animals take them into the woods and change them forever. Then, when the children return to their families, they hunt younger children and capture them for the wolves. Adults will find the story stupid, but children won't forget these bloody, scary scenes for a long time.
Good. Now, and You can use the same listening for listening for main ideas and listening to infer. And now we are going to listen again for dictation. So it says, listen to the following excerpt from the reviews. Complete each statement based on what you hear.
Listen to the following excerpts from the reviews. Complete each statement based on what you hear. 1. First up is Popcorn, a new comedy starring David Bodine and Judy Crabb. 2. Unfortunately, Popcorn is a complete waste of time. 3. Our next film, The Vacation, is a well-acted and serious drama. 4. I highly recommend this wonderful film. 5. Aquamundo is no science fiction film. It's based on real scientific research. 6. A beautiful film. Don't miss it. 7. Adults will find the story stupid, but children won't forget these bloody, scary scenes for a long time.
Good. So now we go to the last part of unit number 2, second part, and that this is a reading. Well, it's not necessary to read it at this moment because I have a different exercise for this reading. Now, what I want is this part. Note party. Write notes about. Okay? Note party is write notes about a movie you have seen recently. It's okay if you don't have all the information. Title of the movie, gender, stars, director or producer, adjectives that describes the movie, what the movie is about. This is what each person have to do. And then you have to work as a group, describe and recommend the movies on your notepad. Use adjectives from the vocabulary and other adjectives you know. Okay? Was it funny? If this is question you can make. Oh, which movie did you watch? Well, I watched. Was it funny? Silly? Scary? Who was in it? What kind of movie was it? Do you recommend it? What was it about? Now, these are more adjectives you have here to describe movies and many other things. Now, this is the end of this exercise, but I have to present the document I will be sending with this video. That is what you have to do. And that is Unit 2, Part 2. These are the things you as a group have to do in your groups. Noted. Teacher will get in your groups and watch what you are doing and can ask questions or to role play the conversation. Now, these are the exercises you are supposed to do in groups. Conversation model, listening, etc., etc. So I will be watching your performance in groups. Thank you very much. I see you in class tomorrow. Bye.